It was a week before everyone would be returning from spring break. We got the word from the college that students, faculty, none of us would be returning to campus. Everything changed so rapidly. We began to engage in a new format of learning, remote learning, which is entirely different for residential liberal arts college students who are used to a more interactive live experience. So in an attempt to document this sudden change and their learning format, students in the Psychology 391 course called Language Disorders each responded to questions about quarantine life by submitting photographs, videos, and sound recordings from their lives. This is a compilation of those recorded experiences from those psychology students in a course that emphasizes language processing and individual differences. The first question posed was, how has our vocabulary changed since the COVID-19 pandemic? What words or phrases are new or more frequently used at this time? Our entries from students really fell into three different categories. The first category being the basics about the quarantine and the pandemic and the goals with that.
Social distance.
High risk. Isolation.
Slow the spread.
Flatten the curve.
Essential business.
The second category dealt with social behaviors during the quarantine experience.
Doom scrolling.
Coronication.
Covidiot.
Quarantini.
Virtual happy hour.
Our third category really deals with the change in the remote learning format that we all turned to during this time. So this Zoom meeting format.
Zooming. Zoom bombing.
Zumping.
Town hall.
Our next question was, how has communication for college students changed since the quarantine? And here's what students had to say.
We are finding new ways to be connected to our education, to our desire to learn. Instead of being in a purely academic environment, we have to construct our own academic environment, igniting our capacity for discipline and resourcefulness.
It means waking up, rolling out of bed, and signing onto a class all in the same room. So while I'm not walking across campus, I'm still able to keep in touch with Kenyon friends via Zoom calls, FaceTime, and email chains.
Physically being in class and listening to your professors is an incredibly important component of learning, in my opinion, and it's much harder to learn in this artificial atmosphere.
Remote learning deprives students of the personal relationships with their professors, one of the things that makes Kenyon unique.
I never realized how much social cues play into discussion-based classes until I no longer had them to go off of.
There's also the, wait, I think you're muted. Oh wait, am I muted? Geez, hold on a second.
I was taking regular dance classes with proper instruction from my teachers and with my dance partners. Yet now I resort to watching online videos,
rehearsing a scene for an upcoming musical theater performance. This kind of communication, I feel, has been taken for granted by college students.
It's definitely more difficult to keep working without the community of my class. Attempting this new way of life at the same time as a global pandemic feeds into increased anxiety regarding personal and social stability.
Whether it be due to concerns about finances, the economy, jobs, the well-being of others and the planet, or isolation. And I think what's happening is that people's brains are entering into flight or fight mode.
Absolutely no physical socialization other than maybe your family, and what you get on social media is extremely difficult, and it's a hard adjustment.
My friends and I are used to spending most of the day together, so in this era of quarantine, we maintain our friendships through FaceTime and Zoom.
We take for granted how much socializing is important for us, and so we communicate virtually to make up for all the things that we didn't realize we enjoyed doing or did before the lockdown.
When I was on Kenyon's campus, I felt like that I was in constant contact with friends and professors, and I never really had to text friends unless it was to ask where in Pierce they were sitting for dinner.
While at school, we love to share grilled cheese and do some work together, often stopping to laugh at something stupid that we find on the internet. Now, while we may not be able to sit across from each other anymore, we have been getting creative with ways to continue this special tradition.
So much of friendship is watching someone smile, laugh, and cry.
In quarantine, I have missed that daily communication and socialization through athletics.
I've missed the practices, the laughs, the hard training, and the successes experienced with my teammates.
They remind you what you are capable of.
I believe that this quarantine will truly help people find the untraditional ways to communicate, such as through food or other arts and cultural forms.
Even though time zone differences and internet quality are potential conflicts for many, college students have been making it a habit to use the internet to continue the amazing relationships they have formed, no matter their year of college experience. Everyone is counting down the days until those face-to-face interactions at the Kenyon College campus are restored, and we can go back to making memories together that will last a lifetime.
Lastly, we asked students what they did to cope during this time. It looks like our students found some pretty creative ways to pass the time during quarantine. Here's what they sent in.
Something I've been doing a lot of during quarantine has been some knitting. This is my current project. It is going to be a shawl.
To cope with being in quarantine, I've spent a lot of time with my youngest brother, Adam. Mainly watch a lot of movies, mostly Star Wars. Play a lot of video games, and it's definitely a bright side.
Hi everyone, to get through quarantine, my sister and I have been baking bread together.
My most effective coping mechanisms are when I'm doing something creative. A constant hobby of mine has been embroidery. I made this for Mother's Day. I'm making this for my friend who's graduating or on the Frisbee team with me. This is my dog Rory, of when he got his head stuck in a pipe.
We want to thank all the students who submitted entries documenting their quarantine experience and how communication has changed in their lives. And we wish everyone to be safe and well. Special thanks to the Psychology 391 Language Disorders class during spring semester 2020.